Hello, hello. Welcome to 25 Days of Craftsmas. I am honored to be here today. We've got a very short time period to put something together, so hopefully we can pull this off. Obviously the goal here, I want to highlight and really promote the latest and greatest release of esters. So I am using that entire product line, not literally, meaning I'm not using everything within the product line, but that is the focus of what I've created today, is the use of that latest and greatest collection. So for anyone who may have missed it, this is what is in the latest collection. So just very quickly, we've got a couple stamp sets here. Let me just move that up a bit so it's in better view. Typical of Esther style, it's wonderful. There's a lot of options here and so much you can be creative with, as well as the die sets. I'm just giving you a quick little view as to what is included in this collection, this Winter Wanderlust. Hopefully you've seen some of the designs that have come out with the design team, as the release is, I believe, on December 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, lots and lots of stuff here. So because we being the design team, had to submit all of our designs weeks ago, I'm limited to literally table scraps. Like, I have very, very little of the paper collection remaining. So I was somewhat limited to put something together. So hopefully you like what I've done here, or what we're going to do right now. My focus is on doing like 3 tags. Whether you wanted to use them as Christmas gift tags, or, I know some people like to go through and create a lot of what I'll refer to as ephemera. They'll do like stacks of different types of items that they can just grab and then throw it onto their pages to complement what they've been creating. So that is definitely what you could do here. So why don't we jump in? I have done some pre-cutting, as you can see, because again, we've got a limited 15-minute window here, and I really want to kind of share what I can with you within that short period of time. So let's start with the first tag. As you can see, I pre-cut, and just for a quick reference, this is the set that I am predominantly using with these 3 tags, and that is, I didn't write it down, it's got 2317. Sorry, I'm gonna have to double check that. So why don't we just jump in here, because again, time is limited and we want to have some fun. So like I said, I did some pre-cutting. What I haven't done is any of the inking or distressing. I know this is one of those things, you love it or you hate it. I like to add it in a few little places, and I do like to do the distressing. So I'm going to just do this very quickly. I am using, I think it's Vintage Photo. Yeah, Vintage Photo. Kind of one of the diehards, right? So we'll just do that. I created this here. This is a part of the paper pack. And I took 3 of the images, cut them, and I've just created like a little bit of a bifold. What I'm intending to do, I'm going to flip it over first, because, let me just explain. As you can see, all my little pieces here, put those aside. I intend to glue this down. So it's going to be like a little bit of a flop here. But because this is part of the paper pack and this is from the cover page, I really don't want to see this on the back side of the tag. So what I've done is I've cut out 2 additional pieces, and I'm going to glue those down. So this will allow the opportunity or the space to do some journaling if you would like to, or you could just add some mini photos, right? There's so many apps available now for both iPhone and Samsung. I use print to size, I think, and it literally lets you just zoom in whatever size you want. It's great. It's a really great app. So we're just going to quickly glue this piece down. Sorry, I'm not really on camera. My apologies. Let me move forward a bit. And I'm going to stick this one right here. All right, let me just sort of see what I'm doing here. Yeah. It's nothing scientific about this. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. Although now I'm getting paranoid that I just did it on the wrong one, and I did. Gosh darn it. Okay, we'll take that off. And because that'll be that there. This one I want here. See? There we go. Put that back down. And what I want to do with this one, I like to have things overhanging. Some people really do not like that. I do. So I'm going to do it that way. And what I thought I would do here is stamp Christmas on this one. So let me just grab that stamp set quickly. Like I said, I did some of the pre-work here, but I didn't want it just to be a quick video of just watching me assemble stuff. I mean, you're kind of doing that anyway, but just to show as much, I've kind of thought some of this through, but some of it I haven't thought through and I'm winging it. You know, I think that's what we all do when we sit down at our craft tables. You kind of just, you know, you want to do something, but you don't really know what, and whatever, you know, maybe it's the music you're listening to or just the mood you're in general, kind of steers you off into that creative direction. And sometimes you surprise yourself as to what you create. At least I do. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But, okay, so I'm just going to stamp this up quickly, ink it up. And stamp this one down. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that. So let me just wipe this one off quickly. Ba, ba, ba. Get a little baby wipes out. Just do a quick wipe. And I'll stick this back over there. That's good. All right. It's a great little stamp press. I love it. And I'm also going to just stay consistent. I'm going to ink the edges of this, but I'm also going to distress this one slightly on both sides so you can see it peeking out from the front as well as when you open up the little tab. Okay, that. Now let me just grab my sanding disc. Ooh. It should be right here. And again, you do you. You might not like doing this. You might love it. You might like to do it more, make it more vintagey. Do your style, right? This is going in your memory keeper or Christmas tags that you're going to be giving away, or, you know, so many options, right, as to what you're going to do with your individual creation. So just do a little quick inking here. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this down because there's no intention of this moving. Just real quickly. And you'll see I'm putting this down first before, if you've noticed, I've got this star cut out. Likewise, just for interest, I've also got this little tiny star that I'm going to put around. It's almost like an reinforcer. Stick that down in here. Get the excess glue out. Bloop. Grab this tag or star. It's quite delicate. Just a couple little dots here. Don't need to go crazy. Not every piece needs to be glued down. But you definitely want enough so it holds. And what I like to do is a lot of different layering, typically. If I got the product and the time. And here, even though there's not a lot of layers, I do want this to be over top of this page that I've placed down, right? Rather than this on top of the star, or snowflake, I should say. Right? So I do want that to have that contrast coming over. Now, hopefully I didn't just screw this up, but typically I would not have, oh no I didn't, good. I would not glue these ones down in case I want to stick a photograph in underneath that, like up underneath like this. Hopefully you can see what I mean there. I feel like I'm really far away. Sort of see? Okay, now back to this little tag. Again, I want to make sure I do this right. So this is going to be glued down, and this is going to be the little Christmas sticking out. So now I did some distressing on the one side, but not the other, so let's do that. Da, da, da. there. Let me just go back to my little sanding disc on this side. I just like the distressing. It kind of just gives a nice little bit of variety texture to your project. There we go. Okay. So again, I want to make sure to do this the right way. So it's going to go there. This is going to go here. And we're going to place this one on the inside here. So glue that down. Perfect. Now what I also did, or what I thought of doing, is I cut out this tiny little tag here. I'm not sure if you can see that. That says you and me. Let me just kind of pull it up. Oh, sorry. There we go. You and me. And what I'm going to do is just take my little pokey tool. Well, actually, I had a couple thoughts on this one. One was the pokey tool, and I was just going to stick it in here. I've also got these little itty bitty paper clips. Like, they're tiny. Can you see those? Like, ridiculously tiny. I think I might go with, I'm going to just pop a hole in here. Okay, I'm not really measuring this out, just a tiny little hole. And I'm going to use, which apparently I've lost, and I'm going to grab another one. Tiny little, got a little thing here. Tiny little brad. Sorry, I'm going to grab some are really, really tiny. Grab this one here. It looks like a little Phillips head. Now, of course, this is going to be shown on the other side. So you can always go back and add a small, gosh, this is small, cover up, something to cover it up, just because you're going to see this on the back side. Fortunately, I should have, if I thought this through, I could have put this Christmas tag, poke the hole through first, add this, and then put the Christmas tag over top of it. But I think what I'll go back later, and I'm gonna just do something on here and cover that up. But anyway, you just got this little moving piece here for you and me. And then back here you can add photographs or some journaling. Okay, so we're gonna glue this guy down. Trying to keep it quite simple, but you could see simplicity sometimes can be the best. And again, I want those little snowflake tails here kind of over top of it. And there's that. Well, that's it. That's like tag number 1. Right? So you can embellish it and do as you wish. You can always add to the back side, right? It's just nice and plain. And do whatever you like there. So, tag number 1. Let's move on to tag number 2. This one, again, same sort of thing. I've cut out a snowflake at the top. I want some contrast. I've also cut out, and it looks like I may have lost it in my, oh no, here it is. A little star down here, right? So let's glue that down because these do tend to get misplaced quite easily. Or at least they do for me because they're so tiny and I usually have a mess everywhere. So let's pop that down. Of course, this glue does dry clear. And we're going to do the same with this one. We're going to glue down this snowflake. Again, I'll keep those 2 pieces that tend to come down onto the tag without glue. So I'll probably stop right about there. Just do a little bit more around the edge. Okay, let's place this one down. Sorry, is my head getting away? Hopefully it's not. Okay, so we have that down. Now, what I thought of doing is I took I've cut out twice, the sort of like what is being used for the card lab, right? It's got the three things. It can also go into your planner, of course, when you have the three holes here. Let me just grab one quickly. Right, so you can always attach it inside your planner, like so. So, and if anyone doesn't have any of these leather folios, they smell divine, and they feel amazing. Anyone who went to Banff, of course, got a gift from this company in Banff, this Canadian leather tannery company. Amazing gifts. I saw what you guys got this year. I love it. I would have loved one. But these planners, this is the smaller version, and then of course like the sidekick version, and then I also have the brown tan one. This is a little bit of a sidebar. That is the full size, and yeah, they're beautiful. They really are beautiful, beautiful leather. So yeah, that was a sidebar promo there of that product, because they are lovely. Okay, so what my intention was with these is I'm actually going to trim them slightly. I'm going to take these out, I'm going to remove them. I'm also going to create a fold right at the edge there. So let's do that. Line this up quickly. Go across here and here. That one. Do the same with this one. Like so. Let's put this away. I don't think I'll need this again. But take our little tiny trimmer, and I'm just eyeballing this, like literally just eyeballing this. I just want to take that off. Now, having said that, I do want to make sure this one lines up, so I'm going to use it to make sure. There. Okay, we'll dispose of those. Come back to these. Now, the reason I have two of them is because, again, this green, I didn't really like it with the blue, but that's just my personal preference. So I wanted to put the tan on the other side just to have a neutral background. And what I'm planning on doing here is using it like a fold over. So let's fold these two. Actually, let me just glue them together, and that way we know we have them in place. Do that. You could easily make this into a pocket if you wanted to. I'm choosing not to this time around. Just because the intention of these is more to be like a tag as opposed to an element in one of my planners where I like to have lots of extra tags and pockets or little places to hide things. All right, some secret journaling. So we're going to bend that over, and we are going to now glue this to the back side. And before I do that, I should have done a little bit of inking. So I'll do that now. I'll just hold off when putting this down. Do that on both sides. Okay. All right, now we can place this down. Okay, I'm actually going to do this slightly different way because I want to make sure this is going up underneath those star flakes, like so. No, actually I want it underneath. I'm going to leave that. I can probably glue those down. My bad, sorry. That confused anybody. Okay, we'll glue that down. And so now you can open that up, do some journaling, add a photograph. In one of my design samples, I use this with a photograph, like the die itself, and cut a star, the photograph into the shape of the stars, and then place it on there. So you have that option as well. You can also cut this out and then use that as a template and cut an inch in, or not an inch, but like a centimeter or two in versus out, and create a framing effect. There's lots you can do, right? It's not just how that die is, and that's the only way you can use that die. So this one I was going to keep fairly simple, I have some of these little cutouts that come from a few of the other pieces, such as this die here, where you've got all these pieces in here, which is typically, I think it's this piece here, right? So I've got a lot of these little extras that I did not throw out. Hopefully you guys aren't throwing out these things, because you just never know, right? Like here I am just whipping some tags together, literally with my scraps, so that this gorgeous paper is not going to waste. I'm just going to edge those. And these will be three, that you can add your photos to, or add other little stamps, accents, whatever it is you would like to do. And what I thought of doing is just keeping it simple. I'm just going to place that, up underneath. Again, not adhering these. Do another one here, and then, I don't know, will this one work on top? Yeah, probably could. Right, little cover there. Or just leave it with the two. Let's put down the bigger guy first. Let's just get that up underneath. And I do like to put things on angles. I know some people like to keep everything at 90 degrees, and there's nothing wrong with that. Again, you do you. Just make sure there's no glue under this corner, so if I had a photograph going in underneath, I think I'm just going to leave it with the two. This one just gets a little bit too busy and it kind of covers up too much. So there you go. Tag number 3. We're going on to tag number 3. Okay, tag number 3. Again, there's some repetition here with the snowflake and with the star at the bottom. So let me just fasten those down. Give them a quick little touch up of glue. What am I doing here? There's that. It's nice to have some consistency, right? So the paper that I used to cut out the snowflake is the same as this here, right? So it kind of blends in together. I like to do that as much as I can. It's kind of nice when you start dealing with like the repetition of 3 and just different items that do repeat within your projects. It just kind of draws everything together. It has a flow to it by doing that, rather than so much so many different things going on in different colors and styles. Let's just line that one up. Okay. And again, these ones do not have any glue. Now what I wanted to try here, I saw this technique used, so I thought we would give it a try using the frosted crystals. I've never used them, so this is literally going to be the first time ever that I am going to use these. Just grab a piece of paper. I'm going to take this, got my embossing dauber here. Did an overkill on that, but whatever. And then I'm going to try these frosted crystals. So just cover that over. And if anyone is familiar using this, and if I'm doing something wrong, send me a private message after you see this video in December. Okay, let's put the rest of this back. Get rid of that. And my embossing gun is right here. Sorry for this noise. So we'll see that. love it. I don't know if you can see the texture. Sorry, guys. Of course, I'm showing it to you upside down because my hand is, I'm holding it backwards. Can you sort of see that? It's got this nice scratchy finish to it. Oh, I like it. Can you see that, guys? I'm like all excited about it because it's the first time I've ever done it, and if this is your 1000th time of seeing it, you're like, yeah, whatever, I've been there, done that, but just humor me. Okay, so all I wanted to do is I'm actually going to stick her up in underneath. Positioning of this one is a bit tricky because this one snowflake is coming down, and I of course don't want to hide her face. So we're just gonna place her down. Even actually, maybe I'll cover over that a little bit. I don't mind it coming off the page here slightly. I think it'll work. Right there, that'll work. And then I'm just adding some layers on this. Actually, I should have not done that. So guys, we'll just kind of go with the flow here. Right. Not everything is perfect the first time. This was an add-on thought here that I just thought I kind of like this little strip. And then I stamped this little Santa Claus post office stamp here. I'm going to glue it down with the black frame behind it just for some contrast. Let's do that there. Get it centered. And then I just thought I would just kind of like place this in underneath. Just like that. Yeah, I think we'll do it like there. Okay, let's do that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, that's always trying to glue down because of what I did earlier. So, there we go. Plop that down. So I want to do a little distressing with this little tag, just to have some additional interest and texture to this tag. So I'm not sure you can see, I'm just over here grabbing my little sanding disc. Just do the little edges like so. And we'll glue this piece down. I think I'll do it. Just line it up right along the edge. This one little piece here. Like so. And I could probably glue these down because there's nothing else that's going to go on this side. If anything, we'll just add it to the back side. If you were going to use this as a tag, you could, add their name in here, whatever you like. I think this one, although I didn't do it with the others, I'm just going to add a little bit of afterthought here, just along the base, just some of the distressing. There we go. 3 quick-ish tags. I do appreciate I did pre-cut many of the items just for some time saving. But there you have it, 3 tags. I actually have this really cool oversized just to kind of keep things together. If you're kind of going through some production mode here and you want to keep your stuff together, you can just kind of add them up here. Look at that. There we go. 3 tags. Hope you enjoyed that. And hope you enjoyed the rest of the videos that are going to be coming at you over the next 25 days or somewhere within these 25 days. I'm not sure what day this video is going to be aired on, but 25 Craftsmas days from all the various designers within ECD. So you're going to see a lot of great things. Enjoy. Have a wonderful holiday. December is always an interesting month for so many people. It's either crazy busy or very quiet, but whatever it is for you, I hope it's wonderful and that you have some peace and are with friends and family and doing what it is you want to do. So, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, enjoy the month, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.